if you have done any. Thank you so much. I'm going to share the screen. So everybody can see the screen. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, and verse number 29. So Maharaj goes back to our head. So, Parityabhyarchya Disnyagrayam Parsadau Abhivandya cha Yeshatat Adistatam Bibradrupam Hiranmayam Parityabhyarchya Disnyagrayam Parsadau Abhivandya cha Yeshatat Adistatam Bibradrupam Hiranmayam Parityabhyarchya Disnyagrayam Parsadau Abhivandya cha Yeshatat Adistatam Bibradrupam Hiranmayam. Anybody wants to recite the sloka?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Dandot Pranam Prabhuji, please.
Parityavi charcha dinshagrayam parshadavi bandacha yesha tad adishtatum bibradrupam hiranmayam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I try?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, please.
Hare Krishna. Parityabhyarchya Dishnayagram Parshadao Obhibandacha Yeshatat Adishtatum Bibhradrupam Hiranmayam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji. Dandavad Pranam.
Dandot Pranam Mataji, please.
Parityabhyarchya Dishnayagrayam Parshadao Vibandya cha Yesha tat adhishtatum Vibhratarupam Hiranmayam.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So, okay, anybody wants to read synonyms and translation?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Paritya, having circumambulated. Abhyachya, having worship. Adishya, agrayam, the transcendental airplane. Prasado, unto the two associate. Abhivandanya, having offered obeisances. Cha, also. Desha, he attempted. That, the plane. Adisatum, to board. Bibrat, illuminating. Rupam, his form. Hiranyayam, golden.
Yes, thank you. So, anybody wants to read translation and purport?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Before getting abroad, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. In the meantime, he became as brilliant and illuminating as molten gold. He was thus completely prepared to board the transcendental plane. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, baby. Purport?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read the purport?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the absolute world, the plane, the associates of Lord Vishnu and Lord Vishnu himself are all spiritual. There is no material contamination. In quality, everything there is one, As Lord Vishnu is worshipable, so also are his associates, his paraphernalia, his airplane, and his abode. For everything of Vishnu's is as good as Lord Vishnu. Dhruva Maharaj knew all this very well as a pure Vaishnava, and he offered his respects to the associates and to the plane before riding in it. But in the meantime his body changed into spiritual existence, and therefore it was illuminating like molten gold. In this way he also became one with the other paraphernalia of Vishnu Loka. Mayavadi philosophers cannot imagine how this oneness can be achieved even in different varieties. Their idea of oneness is that there is no variety. Therefore they have become impersonalists. As Shishumara, Vishnuloka or Dhruvaloka are completely different from this material world, so a Vishnu temple within the world is also completely different from this material world. As soon as we are in a temple, we should know very well that we are situated differently from the material world. In the temple, Lord Vishnu, his throne, his room, all other things associated with the temple are transcendental. The three modes, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, have no entrance into the temple. It is said, therefore, that to live in forest is in the mode of goodness, to live in the city is in the mode of passion, and to live in a brothel, liquor shop, or slaughterhouse is in the mode of ignorance. But to live in the temple means to live in Vaikuntha Loka. Everything in the temple is as worshipable as Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Narayanam Namastutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidate Nashtapraya Subhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasleka Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpatarupicca Kripa Sindhubhya eva ca Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Okay, I'll stop the sharing. Here in this verse especially, it is highlighting what is the eligibility to go back to Godhead and how Dhruva Maharaj is achieved that eligibility, and what is the aspect of Mayavadis, how they think about this, and how the devotees think, and how the three modes affect this devotion service. So these are the points Prabhupada highlighted in this verse, and we can discuss one by one in detail. If you see here in this verse, in this translation, we can see three things mainly. Dhruva Maharaj, as soon as the aeroplane come and the Vishnu Dutas instructed him to get into the plane, before that, the Dhruva Maharaj, he has completed all his spiritual affairs. So duties, whatever the duties as a devotee to be performed, have completed all these. So this happened in this forest, Karani. So along with Dhruva Maharaj, other sages also there. In the previous verse, we have discussed that he didn't get any puffed up. So humbly, he took the permission from the sages and he offered obeisances to all the sages before he entered into the plane. And in this verse, especially what he has done before he entered So it's not like that. The plane come to me. I have to get into it. So it's not like that. We first worshipped the airplane with so dedication. He thinks it is not different from Lord Vishnu or Krishna. He circumambulated and he offered obeisance. He worshipped the plane. So he knows very well that it is as good as Vishnu. And also, not only he circumambulated airplane, also offered obeisances to the Vishnu Dutas. So he worshipped them as good as Vishnu. And also, meantime, so he completely, body is completely changed to spiritual form. And we can see here how it is possible. What is that eligibility he got? What is that process? If you see deep into this, he is a pure devotee of Lord. At the age of 5, he has done so many austerities and dedication, and so determined to see the Lord. And whatever instructions he got from the Narada Muni, he just exactly performed and he achieved the goal. So he already liberated. So what is the meaning of liberation? So what is the meaning of liberation? Anybody wants to share anything? What is the actual meaning of liberation?
Mataji, liberation means liberation from the material attachment of life.
Yes, Prabhuji, exactly. So liberation from material contaminations, material desires, so bodily platform, so free from bodily platform. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has given what is the anarthas. We have to remove the anarthas before we get into that spiritual kingdom. We have to get certain eligibility. What is that eligibility means? We have to remove all anarthas. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explained what is the real meaning of anarthas. What is the blocks? We cannot see the Lord because these are the anarthas. Anarthas are nothing but unwanted habits, misconceptions. So which are blocking us to see the Lord, to understand the absolute truth. So has given the definition, the anarthas, these are the blocks. That means these are unwanted habits which are blocking us to understand the absolute truth. So that we have to remove it. That is the meaning of liberation. We have to free from all these anarthas. If you go through the 9 stages of bhakti process, it starts from Shraddha, faith. Once you get faith, you start going to temple, you start going to associate with people. So the next step is sadhu seva. When you are doing sadhu seva, inviting sadhus, inviting senior maharajas, gurus, spiritual masters, so inviting, so by that you get that knowledge how to serve them, and you get that mode. So you also start practicing. Once you go to temple, you see the kirtan, how they worship, how they do services for the Lord. Then you get understand how to do the own sadhana. The own sadhana starts. Unless you do the own sadhana by yourself, the anarthas will not be removed. So what are the actual anarthas? Anybody wants to share anything? What are the anarthas? These are negative, opposing factors which are blocking us to go to Lord. What are the anarthas?
Desires. Our
Desire,
desires.
yeah, desires. There are 6 types of anarthas.
Anger, greed,
Yeah.
Yes,
right? Lust, envy.
yes, Mataji, yeah. So, Mada, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsyajas. So, these are the 6 opposing elements. We have to remove it. Then only we can see Lord. Kama, that means we have a desire. Krodha, the anger. So, anger is very dangerous in the spiritual path. So in this chapter, in this canto only, in the previous chapter also, we have discussed about the anger. The Swayambhu Manu also instructed Dhruva Maharaj, you have to subdue your anger unless you cannot advance in the devotional service. So first one is desire, next anger, lobha, you have so greedy, I want this, I want this. So you are not using all your wealth, all your possessions in the service of Lord. You want it for your enjoyment, self-gratification. It's a greedy, want more and more. Moha. So you have so much attached for the desires. I want this, I want this. Whatever you experience through the senses, with the eyes, with the ears, with the tongue, you experience certain type of knowledge. You have to acquire it. Want more and more. So you got attached. Moha. So Mada, that means arrogance, false ego. I am the doer. I am doing everything. This is my own strength. Because of my strength, I am doing. So you are not accepting the supremacy of Lord. Arrogancy, Mada Matsya, envious, jealous. So these are the 6 things I have to remove. So exactly that's what happened here. Dhruva Maharaj completely purified. Here we can see the mood of Dhruva Maharaj. And we can see actually the devotees in the spiritual world, how they exhibit, how they display their mood. Exactly, he started displaying that mood, the inhabitants of spiritual world. And how it comes by sadhana. So it comes by sadhana only, by devotional service. We can remove all these anarthas. Then only you are eligible to see the Lord. And if you see the difference, if you go to the temple, we can see different atmosphere. If you go to the cities, in this verse also it is explained by Srila Prabhupada. If you go to the forest, we can see the mood of goodness. If you go to the towns, so big malls, shopping malls, and so many restaurants, enjoying grounds, pleasure grounds. So that is a passion. If you are in brothel house, slaughterhouses, that is mode of ignorance. So these 3 modes also affecting us. The 3 modes are affecting our devotion. You can see the difference. If you are in the dham, if you are in the temple, we know that this belong to Lord. There is no difference between this place and Lord. So that is the difference. We can experience that vibrations, but positive vibrations when you enter into the temple. That means there is no difference. By such experience, we can understand there is no difference between the temple and paraphernalia, whatever the Lord's things. So those are as good as Lord. We respect them. And in the same way, in this verse also, he is worshipping the airplane. He offered obeisances to Vishnuduta. He understood that there is no difference between Lord and Lord's paraphernalia. And also in the scriptures, we can see there is no difference between Lord's name, fame, and gunas, pastimes. We can treat them equally. So once you are chanting means you are associating with Lord directly. Once you are doing deity worship means you are associating. You are cleaning means cleaning the temple. That means you are associating with the Lord directly. So there is no difference between. So exactly that's what happening here. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.8, it is saying that Dharma Swanistita Pumsam Viksvaksena Khadasuya. That means whatever activities, occupational duty, what is the occupational duty of human being? Viksvaksena Khadasuya. We have to get the taste of the stories, the understanding about the Lord, message of Lord. We have to understand. Tad utpadyate. Yadiratam. If you are not feeling, if you are not getting that attachment, that experience, and if you are not understanding the message of Lord, if you are not understanding Lord, whatever activities you are performing are waste. Sramayeva kevalam. So all these material activities, they are not bringing you towards some spiritual advancement. Only whatever you do for the Lord, with the love, that only counts. Suppose if you are working so hard, 24 hours, the 20 hours you are working in the earning, so maintaining the family, so many other things. But if you sit quietly for 1 minute, and if you meditate on Lord, or if you sit, do one seva, so making garlands or cooking for Lord, that moment, that 1 moment give so much happy to you. You can feel the difference. So whatever I have done whole day, it is not giving me the happiness, but now I am feeling the happiness. That is the difference. So whatever activities you are doing for your sense gratification, for material bodily platform, so those are Srama Eva Kevalam. Okay. So and one more thing. So in this, we can see Mayavadis. They think this there is no variety in the oneness. So, for example, Chaitanya Charitamrita said, if there is a air in the pot, if the pot is broken, the air come and mix with the air outside. There is no difference. This air and that air same. So, in the same way, they feel that there is no difference between soul and super soul. And here, the Mayavadis, but the devotees, they feel the difference. If you see the devotees, they rely on the strength of the Lord, but Mayavadis, they rely on their own strength. I am doing everything, I am the doer. But devotees, they very well know that. So this strength, it is coming from Lord. And if you see tantrics, so they work very hard to oppose the energies. They think they are doing so much, stopping the energies. That is in the negative way. They rely on their own strength. I'm doing. But devotees, they completely opposite. They rely on the strength of Lord. Even the misfortunes, some miseries come. If they are in the intense miseries, they accept it. They tolerate it. That is the difference between Vaishnavas and the other Mayavadis, other fruity workers. And if you want to go to the planet of Vishnu Loka, you need some eligibility. That is the karmis, jnanis, dhyanis, yogis, they cannot enter into the kingdom. Because one point is missing, that loving devotional service is. That loving devotion service is only to please the Lord. Nyahabilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavrutam anukulyani krishnanam selanam bhakti uttamam. So to please him, that is the main ingredient, to please the Lord. So we can say here Dhruva Maharaj also, he is exhibiting same mood. He completely dedicated, he understood, he is the Supreme Lord. There is no difference between this aeroplane and Supreme Lord. So when you come to that platform, means when your anarthas are removed, then you are eligible. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 6th verse also saying, Savaivam so paro brahmo, yato bhakti atok jaja, aityaki apratihata. That means unmotivated and uninterrupted. The devotion service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. It should be continuous towards Lord. Yajatma Suprasida, then you can understand, you can get the self-realization, that understanding of Lord. then you are eligible to enter into the kingdom of Lord. And in 18th chapter, 55 verse also it says that one can understand me with the devotional service. They are eligible to enter into the kingdom. Lord says, Bhaktyanam Vijaya. That means whoever knows me, whoever understands me with the devotional service. Yavam yasyasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato jnana. Who knows, who understands me as a supreme. So that understand comes by means of devotional service only. There is no other means. And if you see the in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse, Bhakti Yoga Dharma. That means Bhakti Yoga is the occupation, that is the occupation for the human. There is no other occupation, only Bhakti Yoga Dharma. That is the occupation duty of human beings. What is that occupation? Krishna Nama Kirtana. So chanting the glories of Krishna. That is the occupation duty. And if you see in the sixth canto, Ajamila story, the Ajamila story, everybody knows it. So at the end, he, by chance, he uttered the name of his son. But what was the name of his son?
Narayan.
Narayana. He uttered the name. So instead of the Yamadutas also came and Vishnudutas also came. That is the power. He uttered the mood is different, but he uttered the name. That name has potency. Then what happened? The Vishnudutas, they came and the Yamadutas also came. So Vishnudutas, they took the Ajamila again. And Yamadutas, they went back to Yamadharmaraj. So they asked Yamadharmaraj. It is explained in the sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, entire Ajamila story. They went back to Yamadharmaraj. So Yamadharmaraj instructed them. We can see the instructions of Yamadharma, even though he is the in charge of crime. So he is a death personification, but he is a devotee of Lord. He instructed his servants. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranita. What is the occupation duty? So to know the Bhagavan, the Supreme Person, that is the ultimate occupational dharma. So that's what he has done, that dharma. That's why we cannot go towards the devotees, because they are situated in the transcendental platform, transcendental platform, spiritual platform. You can see the difference between Vaishnavas and other routine workers. So he explained, and also he explained in 6.3.19 Dharmanta Sakshat Bhagavat Pranita, and in the 22nd verse also he said it starts with chanting the glories of Lord. Nama Grahanadi. So it starts with chanting the holy name of the Lord. The occupation duty is knowing about the Lord. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojati. Janayati Asu Vairagyam. Janayati Asu Vairagyam. You get the renunciation. Jnanam et Brahma Darsanam. That means you get that self-realization. Once you understand, once you start that bhakti process, bhakti yoga process. So there is no other occupation. Even Sukadeva Goswami, when Parikshit Maharaj, what is the main goal of human beings? What is the main goal, main occupation? So Sukadeva Goswami said, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojati. So that is the only occupational duty. Once you are situated in that occupation duty, so all anarthas will be removed. And also in 14th verse, 14th chapter, 26th verse. Mam Jaya Vabicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatije Brahma Bhuya Kalpate. So here exactly Lord is explaining to Arjuna, whoever transcends three modes. What are the three modes? Sattva, Rajo, Tamo gunas. Whoever transcends, they already situated in the Krishna consciousness. From that point, they continue their journey. That means they are liberated. What is Brahma Bhuta state means? Liberated state. What is liberated means? Free from contaminations. So what is the result of that contamination? We can understand Lord. We can understand the absolute truth. It comes only by devotional service. There is no other way. So Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. Palo nasteva, 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 gati anyata. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Chanting the glories of Lord. And once in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it explained that there is a Gopinath Chakravarti, Paul Chakravarti. He was discussing with Haridas Thakur about the importance of holy names and devotional service. So he challenged Haridas Thakur. So what is the final benefit of devotional service? What is the final benefit of chanting? And so Gopal Chakravarti, he said, we get the liberation. That is the only thing we get by chanting. But Haridas Thakur explained, it is only byproduct. It is only side effect. But actual effect is, what is the actual benefit? We attain the love of God. We can go back to Lord. We can get the eligibility, go back to God. But Gopal Chakravarti, he said, what you are saying? So everybody is after liberation. So it will come by chanting. So Haridas Thakur said, yes, it is a preparatory. You will get liberation. But beyond that, we need to attain the devotional service to see the Lord. So once you get liberated, then the spiritual path starts. From that point starts. Liberation means it's not like that you are free from material contaminations, you can go back to Godhead. No, from that point, that's what Mam Jaya Vabhicharena Brahmamukhtaya Kalpate. That's what it is saying. If you are liberated, if you are situated in that Brahmabhuta, so constantly you can do the devotion service without any interpretations, without any disturbances. So that's what it means. So after that, he challenged, if you are wrong, so I will cut your nose. Then Haridas Thakur, okay, it's okay. Whatever I'm speaking, it's right. So the benefit of glorifying, chanting the holy name, to see the love of, to attain the love of Lord. So after that, with the other scholars, it was proved that, so the final destination, final result, that prayojana of chanting the holy name is to attain the love of Godhead. So what happened? That Gopal Chakravarti nose started melting. He got the leprosy. You know the leprosy, what it means? It is a very dangerous disease. So it is, in the previous days, there was no cure for that. They were lifelong, they were suffering. So their nose got melted. So here we can see the power of the chanting, power of the devotion service. In the same way, one time Advaita Acharya, he was performing some rituals and he invited Haridas Thakur and he offered whatever that bhoga, whatever it is, prasadam for the Haridas Thakur first. So many Brahmanas were there. They were pleased. So they asked, what are you doing? He is from the Muslim family. Why you are giving these offerings? Pass to him. But then Advaita Acharya said, so he is already situated in Brahmabhuta. So whatever sacrifices, so that is 10 million sacrifices of Aswamedha, he already done. He already bathed in sacred rivers. He already given so many charities. So they asked, what? So we never see that he was performing all these yajnas and all these. Advaita Acharya replied, no need to do all this, but we can just chant one time of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it is equal to 10 million Aswamedha yajnas. So bathing in so many sacred rivers, giving so many charities. So he is uttering so many times. How many times he chant every day? Haridas Thakur?
3 lakhs.
Yes, 300,000. Yeah, 3 lakhs. So not one or two. That means already is situated. He is far superior than the persons who born in the Brahmin family. Yes, even though he born in the Muslim family. So that is the eligibility. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a principle. So whoever chants, whoever knows the knowledge of Krishna, they are far superior the persons who born in the Brahmin family. Exactly that is happened with the Haridas Thakur. So by these explanations, we can understand the importance of devotional service. Even the Dhruva Maharaj, he achieved that perfection, and he purified, and anarthas, all his anarthas are removed. Now he is eligible to enter into that aeroplane and go back to Godhead. And also, he not only he did that one, he paid obeisances to Vishnu Dutas. He understood that Vishnu Dutas are as good as Vishnus. Once you advance in the 6th canto of Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter also explains, if you advance in the devotional service of Lord, we can see things like that. So there is no difference between Lord's name, fame, Leela, past and Leela, gunas, everything. There is no difference. Paraphernalia, all are same. So if you go to the dham, so why we are so much concerned about not to do any mistakes? Why it happens? We just take care of ourselves, not to commit any mistakes. Why it happens? Anybody wants to share? If you go to temple or dham, we take care of ourselves not to commit any mistakes. Why it happens?
Still, we are not free from the contamination, material contamination, so that pushes us back. And so when we make ourselves purify from all material contamination, then the things will these things will not obstruct us.
Yes, that is also true. And also that time we can understand that there is no difference. The temple means Lord himself. Lord is there. Dham means Lord is residing. If you clean the temple, we took utter care. So that we cannot make any mistakes. Suppose you are cooking, so you are making ready for the arati, and you are making garlands. We are so conscious because we think we are doing for the Lord, Supreme Lord, not ordinary person. So this paraphernalia is as good as Lord. So we should not commit mistakes. We take care of this. If you go to the temple, we go to the dham, we feel the difference. The entirely, this is spiritual world. Yes, I got some peace. So especially with the non-devotees, they are with so many household things, so many worldly things. If they come to the temple, they feel actually the difference. Yes, this is the place I want. I want to sit more time here. Because the vibrations are entirely different. The Lord actually there. Lord is everywhere in his paraphernalia and his dresses also, in his bhoga also, everywhere Lord is there. There is no difference between Lord and Lord's paraphernalia. So we have to understand it comes by devotion service only. And also Yamadharmaraj instructed to his servants, it starts from chanting Nama Grahanadi. That means we have to chant. You can chant, it comes from chanting. And Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. These are the three things. So to remove the anarthas. So what is the next step of anartha? Once anarthas are removed, immediately we get nishtha, determination. So these anartha stages, the in between material and spiritual. If you go further, nishtha, asakti, ruchi, these are the spiritual stages. And the bhajana kriya, shraddha, they come before anarthas. These are material stages. So between material and spiritual stages, there is anartha. We have to remove that. Those are the blocks. Because of that blocks, we cannot go further. We cannot be determined. We want to get up in the morning, but we cannot. Means we don't have a determination. And we want to go to temple instead of going walks and sightseeing. Why we are not going? Why we are not making? Because we are not having determination. So once we get the determination, we get the attach, asakti, and ruchi. We get the taste of the devotion service, taste of chanting. Then bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. So last stages. So anarthas should be removed. So exactly that's what happened here. The anarthas are removed. Even though he was a king, he ruled the kingdom so many years, and still he was so determined to do spiritual activities. He didn't neglect it even for one day. So every day, even the last minute, when the plane come, he want to, in the time of departure also, he did all his duties, spiritual duties. He took sacred bath and he performed spiritual activities and offered obeisances to everyone. Then he started to enter into the plane. That we can see the move of the devotee. So that actually that mode is eligible to enter into the kingdom, and also in this situation enter into the plane. It comes by sadhana, by devotion service. So I will stop here, and anybody wants to share any other?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Beautiful explanation of the points you raised. Just one example I was thinking to share with you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
This, when you purchase a golden ornament, initially it is very, very much brightening. It's gold. You feel the goldness of the jewelry.
Yeah.
And you start using it. And after a certain time, you see the color is changed.
Yeah.
And then you proceed to a goldsmith to make it to original. So what they do, they just clean it up and you get the things back as original it was. So saying so, originally when you come to this material world, you are just like a golden ornament. But because you get connected with the material modes and we are becomes associated with the materialistic habits, it becomes it changes its color. That means we lose the form that we had originally. And then we get connected with the spiritual master or spiritual institution like ISKCON. Then the original shape comes into the form. Similarly, here, Dhruva Maharaj, he was originally a brightened star, but because of this contamination, and so he became contaminated and the color got changed. But finally, when he got all the instruction from Narad Muni and Shambhu Manu, and again is transformed into the original form, golden
Yes.
form. That's,
Yes.
so this example it just came to my mind. I
Yes,
want to
Prabhuji.
share.
Thank you so much. Very
Mm.
nice example, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing. Yes, exactly what happened. The spiritual, the body, even though the body is made of material elements, when you are engaging all your senses in the service of Lord, that body, material body, converts to spiritual body. So that is the difference. Even you can do the devotional service in the material body means you are engaging. You are not doing with the other body. You are engaging your senses in the service of Lord. Then all the anarthas will be removed. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anybody wants to share anything? Here also in the translation we can see the Mayavadis, they cannot see the varietiness, but we can see the variety. What is that variety? Everywhere, even in Lord's name, Lord's form, paraphernalia, we can see Lord. In varieties also we can see the oneness. That oneness is Lord. And also the three modes affect the devotion service exactly. So the example is given in the forest, we feel the goodness. In the cities, we can see the mode of passion, and also in the brothel house, slaughterhouses, we can see the ignorance. And always in the nectar of instructions, still Rupa Goswami explained us. So you have to come to the platform of goodness. Then you can understand, you can start the devotional service. And beyond that goodness, there is a Visuddha Tattva. So transcend all these three modes means we have to come to the Visuddha Tattva. And the activities, whatever you are doing, the mode of goodness, it will affect your goodness, your devotion. The activities we are doing with the passion also affect the devotion. Activities you are done with the ignorance also affect the. You have to select what activities I have to do, and what activities I can advance in the spiritual journey. So if the activities are not advancing, so are not helping you to advance, you have to stop it. So anyway, the activities in the passion and ignorance, they are not helping you to the advance. So you have to stop and you have to come to the platform of goodness. So there are so many instructions to come to the goodness, waking up in the early, the chanting, and that's why the whole ISKCON centers, the morning programs are given very much important. So early, waking up early, Mangalarati, Japa 2 hours, after Darshan Arati, class and taking prasadam by 9 o'clock. So the 4:30, the 1.5 hour before Brahma Muhurta, up to the 10, this is a mode of goodness. From 9 onwards, 9 to 10 onwards, till 4 o'clock fashion, we are with worldly minded people. You have to work for the survival, you have to mingle with so many others. Even though you are mingling with other people, the battery was charged in the morning. This by chanting, by hearing, that battery will continue till evening, till night. If you are missing that part, the entire day you will be in the mode of ignorance only. So I have to select the which time I have to perform, which activity I perform. So I have to select for your advancement. And again in the evening, you are in the mode of ignorance. So whatever that means, asuras. So it will not affect much. You will be so tired, you will be so dull, you will be sleepy, lazy by that time. So it is not good for your spiritual activities. So that is also very important, how to select our activity, what time to do the activities, and what activities you have to do for the advancement. Hare Krishna. Yeah, anybody wants to share anything?
This one bhajan that tells no, Bhojiva boliya she samsara vitare, bhuliya rohile tumi avidyar vare. So when we are in the womb of mother, we get all the teaching. But as soon as we come out, and then we get contaminated. Yes. Because that time we promise that vojiva bolia ashe samsara bhitare bhuliya rohile tumi avidyar vare. Because of the contamination, we becomes materialized. And that was the problem starts with.
That's
Then,
exactly.
yeah. Enechi Oshudi Maya Nashivaro Lagi Harinam Maha Mantra Lau Tumi Mangi. So by the association and by following the devotional service and practices, we get back to the same thing.
Yes.
So we go
It's
back
like
again. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's like boosting
Yeah, the boosting.
battery.
So that golden jewelry becomes brightened. That's why here we said, Bibrat Rupam Hiranmayam.
Yes.
So he became again molten gold features.
Yes.
Achieved that.
He gained his original form.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, original form.
Yeah, exactly, Prabhuji. Thank you. Actually, we all the spirit souls, when we come here with love and happiness, this love and happiness were hidden, so or covered by these three modes. But by devotional service, by sadhana, by chanting, we can remove that covering and we can bring the dormant bhakti again.
Yes.
Only through devotional service. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anybody wants to say anything?
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for a very nice class. That was also the etiquette Dhruva Maharaj followed was amazing. I mean, the associate came and the airplane came, but he finished his devotional service all the morning, evolution, seva, and then he boarded the plane after worshipping. I mean, just amazing.
Amazing, Prabhuji, really. So if you are in that situation, what we do? So
Yeah,
we
we'll
got
just
the
go.
airplane, we just enter. So again, we don't want to miss it. We just enter.
That's why Mataji, Vaishnava etiquette is very, very important. There are so many points to become a Vaishnava.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And we have to maintain those things very nicely. So that Vaishnava etiquette is very, very important.
Yes, Prabhupada has given lots of information how to do, how to maintain, how to become Vaishnava. So much of information. So the thing we have to follow it. That's it. Everything is there.
It's amazing because initially when Dhruva Maharaj was worshipping the Lord and he had the Lord appear in his heart, then the meditation broke and he saw the Lord. At that time, become puzzled. He was not able to offer proper obeisances and prayers. But now after this, coming to Badrish Ashram, he did so much devotional service, and he was in a proper mood to receive the Lord's associate. It was then he got the blessing of the sages who were living nearby. So definitely he has some association, and the sages came to bless him. It appears that they were not envious. Or why Dhruva Maharaj is getting this airplane to come, not us. I mean, the mood.
They felt happy. Yes.
Yeah. So many nice points. Oh, amazing.
Yes, Prabhuji. See, whole chapter is full of instructions. If you read each and every verse, you get lots of instructions. Yeah. If you meditate on any verse, get instruction. So Prabhupada highlighted in such a way so that we can understand so many things easily.
Okay, thank you, Madhyaji. Anybody else got any points, reflection?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Madhyaji. There's another point, in the temple service, we often get diluted. Or which service is better than this service? So there is a clear instruction from Srila Prabhupada with the explanation with this uptake. There is nothing small or big. Every service in the temple is equally same.
Yeah.
Any service you do, you get close to the deity, you do the cooking, you do the sweeping, you do the kirtan, whatsoever you do in the name of the Lord, everything has the same potency.
Yes.
So nothing to worry, just you get attached to that service and every service is equal to the Lord Himself.
Yes,
So that instruction is also given over here.
yes, yes, Prabhuji,
So
that is very true. So it
yeah.
comes by understanding. Yeah.
Mm.
Advanced devotees, they can understand the potency of service, whether it is menial, cleaning the temple room, or offering lamb to the Lord. So both are same. The same
Yeah,
potency.
picking the flowers, doing the
Yes.
gardening, everything that's
Mm.
get attached to the Lord is all the same potency.
Yes, Prabhuji, exactly.
It is said the Lord is accept the bhava, the mood of the devotee, whatever the service. So we say in Ramayana, the little spider was trying to offer some sand while building the bridge, and Hanumanji was saying, "What small spider can do?" But Lord Ram should appreciate the effort, the bhav, the mood
Yes.
of the spider. So the Lord is very much of our bhava. What's the
Yes.
mood we do service?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
more important than the actual service.
Yeah, the whole Krishna consciousness depends on that bhava only, Prabhuji. That conscious, that sincerity. Yeah, Krishna at the end sees that bhava.
Yeah, and it's, whatever you offer, whatever how you cook, what is your mood? So that's very important.
Very important.
I think Dhruva Maharaj exemplified this. He just without stepping on the plane directly, he circumvented the plane and he worshipped the plane. So it's such an important instruction. Thank you, Maharaji, for illuminating this point. Okay, we're just running out of time. So we'll close the class here. Thank you very much, Maharaji, for giving this wonderful explanation of this verse. So many different points you've covered. Thank you very much. Grace Savitri Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Bhaktan ki Gaur Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Free
Vancha Kalpadrugo Isha Kripa
Ananta Koti Vaishnava
Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.